What's good, y'all? I'm here. Takeover Battle League. Shout out to Takeover. I battled on there. Takeover Battle League. They just had the event. It just ended. Murda Mook versus Hitman. Bulletproof event. Dope event. A lot happened. Fights, bodies, boring battles, clear wins. All of that happened. And we're gonna go through it. We're gonna get straight to it. I'm not even playing with y'all. But shout out to y'all. Hope y'all had a great Saturday night. I hope y'all still going out doing something. I'm try to go out and do something. I went to the gym earlier today, got some coffee with someone. It was cool. It was a cool little vibe. Trying to keep my head above water, trying to stay positive. Trying to do anything I can. Hope y'all had a good day and watched some college football. I saw the Georgia and Tennessee game. Great game. Nonetheless, we here for battle rap, man. I know we talk sports, but we here for battle rap because this is one of the biggest events of the year. Next week is Summer Madness, another big event. But we talking about now. We're gonna get straight into it. Straight into it. The surprise battle was Loso versus Pass. I ain't gonna lie. I came home from the gym and saw that battle. I saw a little bit towards the end. I ain't really care about it. What I did see was Loso beating Pass, which I thought. Shout out to Pass. He's a battle rap legend on the West Coast, but as far as like nowadays with how styles translate, he's just not one of them. So from what I saw, I think I saw the last two rounds. I got Loso winning clear. Shout out to him. I know he also battled Charlie Clips. It was a bad event. Just a bad event. But the Charlie Clips one was. But shout out to Loso. He got that one. But yeah, we're gonna go straight to it. That was the surprise battle. That was early in the day. By the time the actual card for the rest of the battle started, it was like an hour or 2 hours later. Shout out to the people that stayed there, stayed on their feet. It's 11 p.m., bro. That battle was at around 2:33 ish. 2:30 to 3. So they've been on their feet for 8 hours. That's a whole work shift. I used to work at the sneaker store and used to be on my feet for that long. Oh my goodness. I know they feet hurting. I know they irritated. And they got to watch the Canelo and Terrence Crawford fight. It should be coming on soon. So I'm trying to get through these battles quick. So that battle happened. So a couple of hours went by until the card actually started. I guess everybody had to get to the building before they wanted to start the card. I love that. Shout out to Ken. Shout out to Takeover. I battled over there. Check out me versus Elijah Straight on URL TV app and on YouTube. Nonetheless, first official battle that was on a card for real, for real. Official versus Coffee. Now, official was whipping her ass. Plain and simple. Whipping Coffee's ass. Coffee fought back in that second round, though. She fought back in that second round, but it wasn't enough. Official was kicking her ass. Punchlines, angles, flow, kicking her ass. Official coming off a hiatus. Shout out to Official. I guess she took a hiatus because she lost her mom. God bless and my condolences. You know what I mean? I know how that feel for sure. And so, but second round, Official make an angle about Coffee losing her allegedly losing her baby father to I guess she accused him of messing with people who are transgender. I do what you want. That's just the angle she took, and it was rough. It wasn't like a crazy crowd pleaser, that uproar, none of that. But it was a heavy angle. And then after that, Coffee rebuttal, first line. She said something about Official losing her mother, popped off on her. Battle over. Official popped off on her. Dropped the bottle. Pow. Battle over. But Coffee stayed in the building. Official did not. Understandable, man. Listen, we can say that conversation for another day about lines and crossed in battle rap. Did Official she crossed the line with her baby father if he really did pass and whatever happened, and then rebuttaling because it sounded like a rebuttal. It was clearly a rebuttal from Coffee. She didn't write it down previous. So listen, I'm not here to say who's in the right, who's in the wrong. It's just unfortunate. But shout out to Takeover because they didn't let that linger for too long. For an hour, 2 hours, they got right back into the card because they knew the Canelo Crawford fight was coming up. They tried to end it right before. Shout out to them. So I got Official 2-0. Straight like that. It was gonna be a 3-0. It was gonna be a body. Coffee was unprepared. Not unprepared. She wrote it. She choked in the first, if I'm not mistaken. She choked in the first bad. That's why it was an ass whooping. even she tried to fight back in the second, wasn't enough. Third round, I'm sure she would have had some stuff, but officials back. And she a killer. She a killer. Officials official. She been doing that for years, bro. Nonetheless, we gonna get straight to the next one. The next one was Av versus T Rex. Shout out to Rex, bro. Last time we saw him, he passed out on the stage against Geechee Gotti in the first round, had a seizure, and he came back first line out the battle. He said, I wanted to kill Gotti so much, I almost killed myself. Hat slam, all that crowd went crazy. Deservingly so. Rex went insane in the first round. I had so many addies, I didn't even know where I lived. Bugging. Vintage Rex in that first round. Smoked Av. Second round, I still gave it to Rex because he was still in his bag. Not as much in his first. He bodied Av in his first. Second round, he was still good. I think he took it. Some people think it's debatable. And then the third round, Rex was being back to Rex. You know, it just sounded like he ran out of ideas in the third round. And then Av kind of cooked up in that third, talking to him. Wasn't like crazy punchlines, but he was talking to him. I got T-Rex 2-1. I think hold on. I think with Rex, he was talking the first and second. He ran out of gas. With Av, he's good, bro. Like he's a vet. It's just he just sound the same. You know, Rex is over here making faces, different voices, stretching things out. He throwing the hat slam. He jumping into pockets, all that. Like he Rex. He vet. He a vet. He could rap. He been rapping on in parks, and I got a story too. Back my first battle in New York City. Shout out to McQuest. Shout out to Interstate Flames. We went out there for my battle in New York City. I was still a teenager, and we was walking back to the bus after the battle in not Times Square. We was still in Manhattan, but you know he's from Harlem. He's from uptown out down. He's from uptown, so I think that's near Times Square around there. So we was just walking. Quest was like, "Yo, is that T-Rex?" I was like, what are you talking about? We gotta get to the bus, the Chinese bus, by the way. So we wasn't going to no bus station. We was trying to find a little separate side street that got the Chinese bus because you know they just pull up on random streets. He was like, yo, that's Rex. Rex ran. I'm like, oh, it is Rex. He was cool. He was with his guys, you know what I mean? Posted on the block. He was like, yo, what's up? We took some pictures with him. It's still on my Instagram to that day. Still on my Instagram. Interesting day. Great day. He don't remember that. I still see him. I don't think he remember that, but I remember it. So shout out to Rex. I got Rex 2-1. Shout out to Rex. I got a bunch of battle rap stories from when I went to New York. But the next one was Ars and Jazz. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I thought Jazz was gonna smoke Arsenal. She beat Hollow. Jazz is big bag. She smoked dudes. She smoked girls. She smoked everybody. Different countries, different leagues. URL, whatever. She smoked. She been doing it for years, decades. But not today. Big Jersey. Ars packed her up. Not a body. First round, he did rap long, but it's battle rap. You want to be treated like that? You want to say, yo, I smoke guys, I smoke girls. I'm Cody. Forget Wody. Forget Woman of the Year. I'm Cody. I'm Champion of the Year. You want to do that? All right, you got to deal with what the guys do. Sometimes somebody going to pull up with 5 minutes. You got 2 minutes, but you got to make it work. And it didn't happen. You ain't make it work. Ars out the gate, bro. First round. Vintage Ars. Wasn't crazy. Wasn't disrespectful Ars like what we used to. He went into the rapping bag. Like what he usually used disrespect as a crutch to not rap, use as excuse. Nah, he was in rapping bag. He was in rapping mode. Serious the whole time from start to finish. He wasn't joking. He wasn't laughing. He wasn't stuttering. He wasn't playing. He was in his bag. You would have thought he was battling Lux or Mook, which he has battled before. You would have thought he was in that bag. Like, damn, you taking her serious. For second round, Jazz fought back. Some people say it was debatable. I'm not mad at it, but I think R still took it. He rapped longer, yeah. So I wouldn't be mad if you gave Jazz the second, and then the third. I think I give it a Ars. Jazz was cool, but she also choked a little bit, which you never see. Or you call it stumble, which you never see from Jazz. That's how consistent, how much of a goat she is for women battle rap. That's how much of a goat she is. Because you don't never see that. But Ars was in his bag, bro. And he needed this. Because Jazz was the favorite. But Ars did what he was supposed to do, bro. I was a fan of Ars that night, and I'm not a fan. You ask any of my friends, my battle rap friends, when we talk battle rap since high school, I am not an Arsenal fan. Respect him, he's a Hall of Famer. Not a fan. Today, I was a fan of his raps. He was fire, rapping, rapping. Forget battle rapping. He was rapping, just nonstop rapid pace, wilding on her. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I got Ars. I got Ars 3-0. Maybe you can give it 2-1 to Jazz. But definitely Ars 1. No question about that. Next, Hollow the Dawn is Swamp. Now, I already knew this battle was gonna be trash. I don't even know why it was this high up on the card. And look what happened. It was trash. Swamp ended up talking in the third round. So I think by default I'm gonna give it to Swamp. And Swamp ain't trash in either. Like he did good against Tay Rock. He had good battles, good against Chess. But I just knew it was like, sometimes Swamp played down to the competition. And although Hollow the Dawn is a legend, he was that guy for like since I was in high school to when I was in college. He's been that guy. His flow, his style just hasn't translated in the past 5 years, and he's just not good. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. He's just not good. Hollow has not been good for the past 5 years. Battle Twerk, he was okay. I guess you can call that. He lost to Jazz and Takeover. He's just been losing. He's been losing in compliment battles. His style just isn't translating. But he gives a lot of money to battles, so he's gonna keep doing it. Swamp, 2-1, 3. I don't know. God, call it what you see. I didn't care for it. Didn't care for when I heard the battle. Now, Calico versus Rum Nitty. I was interested in this battle. Everybody was. Last two battles we're interested in. Co-main event. Cal Rum. There's a reason why Calico had Loaded Lux in Summer Madness years ago, a decade ago, over a decade ago. We kind of forget with the new style of punching, and I'm a puncher, so we forget what Cal was like back then. Like he ain't do no AMG mode. He's never been trendy in his raps. Like whatever trendy is going on in battle rap, he never followed it. If he got booed, he got booed. He was still rapping him. He was still Detroit in the building, buffs on, the glasses, all that, just telling stories. He ain't punching. He barely scheming. We forget just like who he is. And like when you go against a puncher, he was just forget all that. Cal won. Nah, I take it back. At first, Cal took the first, clearly bugging, rapping, not even punchlines. It was wordplay, it was storytelling, it was flow, it was cadence, it was presence. He was just rapping at a high level, kind of like what T-Rex versus Av. Rex was just being Rex, a vet, and Cal was just rapping his ass off. Rum punching. But the thing about punching is if you ain't catching fire quick, it's like being a 3-point shooter and just a 3-point shooter. It's like if you're not hitting the shot, it's like what else can you really go off? You're gonna get in a rut, shooting rut, and now you kind of ineffective until you hit that first one. Now you get in the flow. And I think he got in the flow a little bit towards the end, but Cal easily took the first. We're not even gonna discuss it. Cal went first, second round, Cal go. He's still on him. He's still on Rum. This round is debatable. But then Rum, he came back fighting because he was down. He fought his ass off and fought back to make it debatable. I think he edged it, but I'm not mad if you got Cal. The third round, Cal was playing. Cal played around in that third round, and Rum came back and won the third. So it's a debatable. Either way, it's debatable. It's a class. It's a good battle. We're not gonna throw classics out there. We're not just gonna throw classics around. It wasn't a classic. It was a good battle though. Good debatable battle. If you want to give it to Rum, nobody's gonna argue with you. You want to give it to Cal, nobody's gonna argue with you. It was a style clash. Cal just raps better. If we on a beat, I want to hit Cal. If we on the street, he got raps. He got raps. They don't know each other. They just got raps they wrote. I want to hit Cal. So shout out to Cal. Shout out to Rum Nitty. Consistent. Rum is consistent. I think he's so consistent that I'm kind of like downplaying how great he is as a battle rapper, as a puncher, as a wordsmith, as a writer, because he does it so often. But it's debatable. There's a difference between metaphors and real rap. That's what I was saying in the first and second round. because you could feel it. There was just too much substance, too much depth. What Cal was saying compared to Rum, where he went in and out of pockets, but Cal has something. He's saying lines that also have depth along with wordplay that you got to think about. So it's the debatable. Now, the main event just got done. Murda Mook, Easy, Dot Mob, Harlem, New York City versus Hitman, Holla, Wildin' Out, Ball Game, St. Louis. Yet. I'm not gonna say it was a classic. Mook won. Nobody can dispute that. Mook won. Hitman went first. And Hitman, from since the start of his career, we've always known Hitman to go crazy in the first round. If you can get out of that first round, you got a good shot of beating him. Because a lot of times Hitman's first round so crazy with his performance and his energy that in his remixes that it can carry over into the second round. He could just win. He can just coast through the second round with some good lines. And in the third round, he might have an angle. It might be cool. It might not be, but he could play around and he wins 2-1. That's how he usually gets it his whole career. No, wasn't happening. Shaw was there. Hitman didn't have no remix. He should have said some when he said against Verb. You a old ass kind with that old ass style. Let a young nigga shine. Sit your old. He didn't do none of that. None of that. He ain't do no remix. He ain't do no no performance type bar. Like he jumping around or he act out a bar. He didn't do none of that. He was trying to out rap Mook. And I get it because throughout the whole promotion of us talking about it, we all saying, yo, Mook gonna win. Mook can rap better. It's not even about the only way Hitman, he gotta perform. That's the only thing that makes this battle exciting is because Hitman can perform his ass off with the energy and the creativity to act out the bars versus Mook can rap in so many different ways, which makes him the go to battle rap. That's what makes it interesting. And Hitman, I think he got annoyed and was like, I'm not even gonna do the energy. I'm not even gonna do the performance. I'm not even gonna do the remixes, the jumping around. My brother holding me back. I'm picking him up, doing all this other. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just out rap him. I'm gonna just flow with him. No. And you try to do it, no. You got smoked in the first round. Bad. He said, what hold on, let me go back to this. What Mook say? What Mook say? He said, I'm the A, you the B side. Let's just put that on the record, player. God damn. You want to know how I got to the top? By being an elevator. Oh my God. That was just the first round. That was just the first round. Mook smoked Hitman in the first round, and we like, oh my God, if he took the first, this is gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long night for Hitman, and it was. Second round, Hitman tried to fight back in the second round. He rapping a little. First of all, when Hitman in that first round, he sounded unsettled. He didn't sound like the superstar Hitman that when he walks on the stage, he's like, I'm Hitman. I do numbers. I got millions of dollars. You catch me on your TV. I'm wilding out. He didn't do none of that. He kind of rushed through it. He didn't rush. You can hear him clearly, but he didn't take his time. He sounded so unsettled. He sounded like he was facing a star, and he was a little bit lacking a little bit confidence in what he had. And then when you could hear as a battle rapper, when I heard what he wrote, like what he rapped, I'm like, I could see why he felt a little unconfident because what he wrote wasn't. There's some things you could write, like, I can get by with this on my energy and my presence, but like what he wrote wasn't like if you saw it on paper, like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Not for Hitman. Nah. I also didn't like Hitman's first line about Mook's mom being passed. We gotta stop talking about the dead. I know it's battle rap. Oh, we got lines to cross. Shout out to Mook. He kept it professional, just how he kept it professional with ours. And I know the Briz was a different story, but in Hitman, his mom's battled cancer and she beat it, luckily. Him and Mook talked about that in the third round. But nonetheless, first round, Mook got it. Second round, it's back on Hitman. Hitman sounded so rattled in that second. I ain't gonna say he rushed, but he definitely wasn't stopping for the crowd. He wasn't bringing it back. He wasn't moving around the stage, saying that this is my house, this is my stage, this is what I do. He wasn't Hitman no more. He sounded like the challenger. He sounded like the guy that's just rapping his ass off, rhyming his ass off, trying to get through the round. He still sounded like Hitman a little bit, but he was stuttering a little bit in the beginning. Then he kind of got into his pockets, and when the crowd acted and reacted, he wasn't really into it. Hitman, he struggled in that second, and he struggled in the first, but he tried to fight as hard as he can. He rapped a long time. Try to, when you lose the first round, you trying to fight back in that second. So he rapped a long time, and then when it was on Mook, he was back in his bag, rapping angles, punches. He did the remix thing with Show Out. He did the remix thing with Show Out, like just being Mook, man, just versatile rapping, not just punchlines. Even though he had that, he had the schemes, he had the wordplay, he had the jokes. He was moving around the stage. He was looking into the crowd, then looking to Hitman, then walked to Show Out, then walked to his group. He was Mook in his bag. What we saw with Geechee Gotti, and we was kind of confused. We didn't know if he was gonna be like that because it wasn't in New York City. When he battled Geechee, he looked comfortable because he was in New York City. This was in Houston. Neither one of them is in Houston. And I don't know why they threw it in Houston. That's for another day. But Mook wilding. Second round. And at this point, we all just like, it's over. So it's 2-0 Mook. Third round. It gets interesting. Hitman, he says like, oh, he does the personal saying, yo, going my Instagram right now. I posted this photo of Mook got kicked out of college in the fourth. His senior year, 4 credits shy of graduating because I guess allegedly some instance with a white woman, sexual whatever, and he didn't graduate. And he posted some screenshots. I looked, but I didn't really look too crazy into it. And then he also said things about being on his wife and uh other sexual assault charges in his own and Mook's own apartment, talking about where he lived when that incident on video that went viral in Mook's apartment when he was getting arrested. All that stuff. He did the angles, and I ain't gonna lie, it was effective. It was slightly effective. Uh, and it's Mook's. I mean, Hitman's already down 2-0 at this point, but I ain't gonna lie, we can't front. His third round was effective. It was an angle. It was a shocker. It got people going, like tweeting. People going on his Instagram. It got people talking. People buzzing. People definitely gonna talk about it after this event. You're gonna see a bunch of interviews on YouTube. A bunch of interviews tomorrow. You're gonna see You're gonna see Murda Mook defending it tomorrow on camera. You're gonna see people talking about it. It's gonna be a thing. They're gonna cover it because people love drama. So like if there was a positive for Hitman, because I do think he lost clearly. It's not even a question. I would give him the third a little bit, even though Mook kind of still outclassed him, out rapped him in the third. I think it was low key Mook 3-0, but if you want to give it 2-1 to Mook, that's why I also had it going into this battle. I predicted 2-1 Mook, but if there was a positive for him, man, his third round, just the shock factor of what he had. He brought out paperwork, like actual paperwork. He threw money in the crowd at the end of his round. He did all the theatrics, the props, the energy, the flow. Like he tried to do the best he could in that third round to fight back. But Mook just out rapped him. He ain't need all that extra stuff. He ain't talk about Hitman's mom like Hitman did with Murda Mook in the very first line. Even though Hitman didn't touch on it crazy, he just said one line. He moved past it. Mook didn't do none of that. He just rapped. He did mention Show Out borrowing, asking for money when Hitman was rich. Like we don't. That's an interesting topic. I saw people tweeting about that. So we're gonna definitely see Hitman defend that. There's gonna be a lot of defending tomorrow in the spaces and on Twitter and on YouTube. So check to see that. But listen, man, none of that. I'm gonna go watch the Crawford and Canelo fight. I'm gonna go see if they playing at a bar or something. But yeah, man, Takeover. Shout out to Takeover Battle League, Bulletproof. They also announced their next card, Exodus, Easy to Block Captain versus New Jersey Twerk main event. They battled already. And although they have been going back and forth, do we really want to see it again? Yeah, but like as a main event after Murda Mook and Hitman Holla, and next week is New Jersey Twerk and Low Deluxe. Do you really want to see that? Nah, we was kind of hoping for easy to block Captain Tay Rock. That would have been crazy. But none of that. We got it. That's it. I think it was a good event. You know, the bullshit with the fight early in the night with Coffee and Official, you know, that hurt. Wasn't too many chokes. They some people rap Swan vs. Hollow was trash, but I expected that. But besides that, it was a dope event, dope battles, man. And that's all I got for tonight. I had to do a little quick recap. I was excited for this. It was a great night for battle rap. People gonna talk about all these battles. People gonna talk about the fight, probably mostly, unfortunately. But people gonna talk about the Hitman and Murda Mook battle too, because that it was what it was. Mook showed why he's the GOAT in battle rap, next to Lux. And I think Lux gonna maybe show if he's the GOAT against Twerk next week in London. So that's me signing off, man. I appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know who y'all got winning. Let me know in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Let's debate it. I appreciate y'all. It's Kevin, Parent Turners or South. Check out the Brown Bostonian, all that, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that. I appreciate y'all. Have a good Saturday night, man. Drive home, get home safe, be safe. Try to stay blessed, stay happy. I appreciate y'all. Peace.